Look at who it is. Look at you.
Welcome to the podcast where we talk about anything, everything that comes out of the crapshoot. I'm your host, JD. This is my co-host,
James.
I call him James.
People call him Jimmy.
Everyone else calls him Jimmy.
Jimmy.
It just works like that.
It's a little bit weird.
A lot of things have happened this week, James.
A lot of things happened this week, huh?
You're gonna do this, huh?
You gonna do this, huh?
How old are you again, James? How old are you?
22. You gonna do this? I'm 22.
I'm 22. Anyway, James, these last few episodes always seems like you've just been bringing everything to the table and I've just been eating it up.
I don't. Well, I shouldn't say I have nothing. I have a few things.
I hope you have some things because I actually don't have that much either.
You fucker.
This week. I know that when I first said that, it seemed like I had something to say, but I don't. Really,
I was like, oh, thank God, I can relax this week because I don't have much.
Well, it's fine. I mean, I'm sure the few topics that we have, we could probably stretch it out like an hour.
Yeah, I mean, I can shit on MatPat for a while.
It's always. I think the last like 4 episodes, at the end you've been like, no, I still have more to talk about. Listen.
Well, yeah, I talk about it at the end.
And like 30 minutes after the episode ends, you're like, wait, I forgot to talk about this thing, and
then I talk about it, and then it's done.
Yeah. So
I have a few things I'm thinking of off the top of my head.
Okay.
You got stuff?
I do have some things, but
okay,
let me see what other things I have right now. No, they're not very big things. Do you have big things?
Somewhat.
Okay, let's start with the big things then. We'll save my small things for the end. For the honest, like dedicated viewers, they can hear it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
If you're honest and dedicated, you probably would be still listening at this point.
Or would you? Or would you just be one of those guys that clicks to the middle of a podcast and is like, I'll listen from here?
But what if I only listen to the middle podcasts? Jay here.
So loud.
Is it loud for you?
On my end, yeah.
Okay.
That's because I also have the volume for the sound alerts up.
I see.
But yeah, I think it's been pretty much confirmed that Universal's Halloween Horror Nights, one of the haunted houses, which they're very infamous for doing many haunted houses that are themed every year for something new and different, and they're always very large and very elaborate, is that it's going to be a Five Nights at Freddy's themed house.
So wait, is Five Nights at Freddy's a Universal property now? Or?
Blumhouse is a Universal thing.
Oh, okay. And since Blumhouse can do the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, it's like
it's under the umbrella.
It's like a friend of a friend. I see.
Yeah, that's like it's the whole like Sony Marvel thing with like Disney, where it's like, yeah, Marvel. I mean, Disney can use Spider-Man because it's Sony's Spider-Man.
No. It's like, Disney can use Spider-Man because Disney owns Marvel, and Marvel created Spider-Man, even though it doesn't really have all the rights to it now. And
even though Spider-Man lives at Disney's
even
house.
Though they sold the rights of Spider-Man way before to Sony, and then Sony was like,
it's
I guess you could use it anyway. So
it's co-parented by Marvel and Sony. So
he was adopted.
Sony gives the okay.
I hate to break it to you, Peter, but Peter, you're adopted. I hate to break it to you, but
Lois, no.
You're adopted, and Mary Jane's lips taste like strawberries. So,
oh God! What if Peter Parker was voiced by Seth MacFarlane? Hey, Mary Jane.
Go Web, go!
Shazam! Fly! This reminds me of the time.
Now, Seth MacFarlane should just voice every character in the Spider-Man universe.
It's insane to me.
I want Spider-Man. Hey, Peter, have you gotten those pictures of Spider-Man yet?
Giggity. Tastes like strawberries.
No, I mean, J. Jonah Jameson would be Peter Schmidt, right? He'd be like, Peter, where are those pictures of Spider-Man?
if it might be Seth MacFarlane who does the voice, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was J.K. Williams.
Yeah.
Or J.K. Simmons, not Williams.
I was about to say, like, I was going with the flow there. I was like, J.K. Williams. I've never heard of that. It sounds similar to J.K. Simmons. That's probably not what he's talking about.
I think it's because I was thinking of like John Williams, which is a completely different thing. The names are similar.
Anyway, it's pretty crazy that Fnaf has a Universal thing now, huh? like
Yeah,
official
I
Universal
mean,
Horror House.
it's got a lot of presence going on at PAX West as well. They had a huge booth dedicated to FNAF, just it.
Wow,
They had a
that's
bunch
beautiful.
of.
Seeing the FNAF franchise go so big like that.
It reminds me of the early days when it was like very bigly talked about, and then it's kind of fainted over the a while, but it still had quite a presence, and now it's
Fainted
growing
over a
back
while.
up. Yeah, fainted.
Yeah.
At the PAX East booth, I mean PAX West, jeez, PAX West. Oh my God,
You all right, James?
PAX West.
You
Yeah, I
need to take
think
a
I had a
break, take a
list
drink of water
for
real
one
quick.
second. No, I think I had a list for one
No,
second.
you always have a list. What are you talking about?
Succotash.
The face that's supposed to mean.
We can have a lisp. Such an unfair word. I've talked
Yeah,
about
I
this before. A lot of
just
people who
wanted to
have
make
like
fun of him.
disabilities will have like a word associated with it, which they can't use because of their disability.
Yeah, it's
Like
hilarious.
the fear of like long words, and it's a long word. It's saying you have a
You
lisp.
got him. Well, it's because it's stupid. And you deserve to be made fun of if you have that phobia.
Jesus.
So there you go.
And then there was like another thing, but yeah, at PAX West, the booth had the sign from the from the pizzeria that they built to use as the outside for the FNAF pizzeria. They
Yeah.
put that sign up on the booth as long as the Help Wanted to sign.
Mm.
There was Security Breach Ruin props that they had made just for the convention, the Faz Wrench, the Vanny mask, and the uh, Roxy and Freddy walkie-talkies.
Oh, I see.
There was a Eclipse from Ruin, animatronic sitting in an event tapping its fingers as it watched people in line.
Yeah.
There was a circus baby head that would like open up periodically to like kind of click around on the inside and whatnot.
Mm.
They had like a bunch of stuff there. That one Freddy Fazbear cosplayer that was at Level Up was there, being voiced by the voice actor from the game again.
Oh, you mean the one that had like the full body,
Yeah,
like
the full
animatronic suit?
Yeah, the glam rock Freddy suit. He was
Yeah.
there in the suit
That's
doing
nice.
the voice thing again. Uh, let's see. Daco was there, infamous FNAF
Who's that?
YouTuber. You don't.
Of course, I know who that is. That's the
Okay,
the British one.
British.
British.
Boy, mate.
Yeah, he's the one who beat like custom nights, like the 50,
29.
yeah, 50, whatever that the hardest mode is. Every animatronic at hardest difficulty, and he's like, and he starts crying, and he's like, "Oi, mate, I'm so happy that I'm crying."
I mean, it's insane that he could do it.
That's easy.
Because knowing Scott Cawthon, he couldn't beat the first game's 2029 or
Yeah.
520 night. So
I'm pretty sure he said something like, "Yeah, I thought it was impossible, but I just left it in there anyway."
Yeah, so it's like it's so surprising that anybody can beat any of the versions, because it's like I know Scott can.
Because the developer
I know
himself
the
is like,
developer themselves can.
is like, nah, it's too hard. It's impossible. You can't do it.
I
like the thought process of that when he's making this mode and he tries out the hardest one. He's like, I can't do this. This is like literally impossible. But I'll just leave it in there anyway.
Yeah, he's like, I'll just have fun with it because you can like tamper with the other ones and whatnot,
Yeah.
but you can't do like the hardest.
Yeah.
But there were demos of Help Wanted 2 being that they let people play, and it was said what the 3 levels that they let people play were.
Yeah. What were the 3 levels?
It was Sister Locations, Funtime Freddy repair game where you'd like take
just
them
that
apart.
mini game?
It was that mini game, but in VR, like how they had the repairs of the in the first Help Wanted for all the animatronics
Yeah.
from FNAF 1.
Yeah.
They have that same thing for now the Funtime animatronics because they seem to be the main focus of Help Wanted 2. There was a sort of like a whack-a-mole type game for the Bonbon animatronic that's its hand that's like crawling around. You gotta like hit it like a whack-a-mole.
Well,
And then a third level, which was the most surprising, is you're on like a scary carousel ride as Moondrop specifically from Security Breach is chasing you.
yeah. Sorry, can you just like strangle your cat real quick because it's kind of
No.
ruining my audio here, and
Oh, that's too
I don't
fucking bad.
appreciate that.
Meow, meow.
I'm sorry, did
No,
this bother you, JD? Meow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this bothering you? I started shaking my microphone, but I realized it wasn't translating.
No, it
I'll go
doesn't.
let my cat
It
out real
doesn't do
quick.
that.
But yeah, so those are going to be the levels that we'll have so far.
Sure. I mean, you can keep it there if you want to. Just up to you, really. I mean, I don't control you. You know, everyone has the freedom to do whatever they want. That's what I believe in, you know? Freedom above all. Even if it means, you know, you want to commit a heinous like murder, like that's totally cool. Just don't do it to me, you know? Just, you know, keep it far away from me, and that's it. I mean, this is not promoting like murder or anything. I was just saying that, you know.
You what?
What?
Sorry, my headphones are back on. I forgot to say I'm taking my headphones off.
That's fine. What were you
What were
saying about the
murder?
FNAF thing? That was, you know, murder and FNAF. They go together like bread and butter.
Oh, uh-huh. So, interesting.
I mean, you won't know what I said. You'll just have to listen to the
episode.
podcast.
So it's been revealed that because Moon is going to be in the game, people are suspecting that either the theory that Moon is a very old animatronic is going to be true, or we'll have security breach elements within the new VR game.
Oh, just Moon, not Sun or.
Yeah,
the
this
other one?
mini game was just focused on Moon because it was a dark level where you're on a carousel that's kind of like spinning around. I think as Moon
I
chases
see.
you,
Yeah.
and you have to like
Is
bend
it still
yourself off
canonical
from it.
that Moon can fly? Is that just like a?
Well, he's not flying because in the game they do show that he has like a little rope on him that's just kind of dragging him around.
Oh, he's like on. What would
A
they call it,
wire.
like suspenders or something? I don't know.
He's on a wire that's
Yeah.
just essentially like pulling him through the air. I'm guessing
I
it's like
see.
an automated machine that he directs around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what got revealed at that. You got anything that you want to talk about before I get into some other stuff?
Sure, I can break up my small talk here now.
Yeah, your small little TED Talk, that little fold-out
Yeah,
table that you got.
classes have started. I've taken
Oh.
first week's already been over, and a couple interesting things about my instructors that I've noticed in the first
Is
couple
one of them
classes I've
Scott
been in.
Cawthon?
No, one of them is Andrew Tate, and the other one, yeah, and the other one's a woman.
Kill him.
Well, they're both women actually. That's the first thing I noticed. Is
Whoa,
that,
Andrew Tate got trans?
I mean, not to be like sus or anything, you know. I mean, I respect women. I love women, and women love me. But you know, that's the first time I've had female instructors
it's
in
really
quite a
great
long
to hear
time,
a person
actually.
say, it's okay, I love women, I respect them. But
Yeah, that's always a good sign. Yeah, but no, seriously, it's actually the first time I've had female instructors in like 3-4 years ish in this, like in my major,
wow.
which is engineering. I'm in the
Sexist.
engineering department, so
That's
I'm like
sexist of you.
Markiplier. I'm trying to become an engineer. So
What's up,
anyway,
everybody? Markiplier here.
I could have been an engineer. So
I
yeah,
could have gone pro, you know.
well, they're both women, and also one of them talks like Andrew Tate. You know what I'm talking
Let's say,
about?
hypothetically.
Where I'm pretty sure she's British, but she lives in America now, and her accent's like really messed up now.
Slipping.
Because she's like
fading
like,
away.
but it's not as bad as Andrew Tate's accent actually. It's like 95% American, and then 5% like very specific words she says are like in the British accent, and that's it. She says
British.
she says water in the British accent, water, and I think she says oh crap, I forgot the other word she said. It was in British, but like it just like slips out every now and again for those words, and I can tell it was very like
You're like,
it's still very
you're
jarring, you know,
slipping.
to hear like a perfectly normal English accent. Yes, I'm going to say American is the true English accent, and then you hear a British accent for like some words.
Well,
Anyway.
he speaks American.
She's also like super nervous. Maybe it's like her first class or something. But you don't know,
Because she's a nerd.
you know that speaking, the way of speaking
No, I
when you're
don't.
up in front of a class, and you don't know you get like really nervous, so you keep saying like a lot. She does that, and it's like really noticeable.
I've never
Yeah, that's
no,
exactly what
I've
she's
never
talking about. She's
done
like, the
yeah, no, I do that all the time. I'm a
geology,
nerd.
and
You see, God said no.
Yeah, but she seems pretty nice though. No problems there. And then I got another teacher, but I don't think she's that interesting. That's about it. Oh, and my aunt.
So yeah,
So yeah, that's it. Video ends right
fucking
there.
Charlie ass
See ya.
ending.
Oh, I just saw a video recommended to me from like the meme culture channel, the guy who just explains a bunch of memes, like current memes that are going on. I'm not
Yeah.
subscribed to him or anything, but I get recommended his videos sometimes. And you know what his title about Charlie's video was?
What?
He's like, why does everyone hate Charlie all of a sudden? That's the title. And I read that, I was thinking in my head, like, hey, it's James. James is on that bandwagon.
I am. Well, it's not a bandwagon.
Is the
I didn't like
truth,
see
huh? Is
other
the
people
truth.
doing it. Well, no, I didn't see other people doing it. It's like
Apparently
I
it's a big
watched
thing now.
Charlie's take on the iDub situation, and I'm like, that's fucking tone deaf. That's so like, well, me, a straight white man, I don't see anything wrong with his content that was never focused at offending me. I was never offended by it.
I
And
mean, that's true.
then him hanging out
All
with
that is true.
Mizkif again, like
Miskif
newly.
was
It's
kind of
not.
sus.
That one's bad, and then it's just kind of like every time like I see a video of his now, it's like when I watch Stan's now. Stan's always like he's all of a sudden having a lot of really bad takes on situations. Like he covered Simu Liu
I'm pretty sure
or
you're
Simu
just.
Liu.
I think you're changing, James. You've changed.
Yeah,
You
I've
know, I
changed
think
because I decided to my eyes may be open, but I am
you're
awake.
becoming woke, James. You know that?
My eyes may be open, but I am awake.
You're becoming woke, James. You're starting to see things in things that aren't really there that no one else sees, you know? And it's I know it's bothering you. I can feel it. I can hear it
It,
in your tone of voice.
oh,
Whenever
my
you see
thing,
and I know it ruins it for you now. I know you can't just watch any normal thing and turn your brain off and just enjoy it. I know you're thinking in your mind like, yeah, this guy, he hung out with Miskit one time. You know, this take is a
well, it's
little
not even that.
this take's a little racist. I mean, I'm just
It's
saying
like
it's just
well, no, it's I'm not saying he's racist. I'm saying like it's very tone deaf to say this stuff, and then it's also like Charlie. I'm pretty sure you talked about Mizkif. I'm pretty sure you had a voice on the Mizkif situation,
he did
and
actually,
then
yeah.
and then now you're like me and Mizkif were riding around the giant dildo I bought that I put on a little motorized scooter, and it's like what the fuck is this? What is this?
Well, it's
What are you
him hanging
doing?
out with Mizkif running on a giant
Well,
dildo
yeah,
on a
no, I get
scooter.
that, but it's like it's not an old thing. It's a new thing.
Ah,
It's a
come
new
on
thing he's
now.
doing.
Charlie's
It's
just an
not
old man now, you know? Like what? He's like what,
he's
like
not that
30
old.
something now?
Yeah, he's like maybe 30.
That's
He's
like
not that
boomer. That's
old.
boomer man. Now he's like 27. But that's still like that's pretty old, you know.
I don't know. I've always had like opinion on Charlie just because I don't like the gross kind of content he has, just in general. I've always talked about that. That's like been my one thing is like whenever I can't take a video of his. But then he started like doing this new stuff, and I'm like, it's not even like I'm doing like a you changed. I'm just like, are you like just not aware? Like, are you just not socially aware? And you keep doing it. And I want to believe that you're not just a jackass, but like
No,
you're kind of a
he's just your
jackass.
average Florida man. I mean,
Yeah, you're right.
just there, just there.
Dude,
I mean, I don't know if you forget, but he lives in Florida. He says he loves living in
uh
Florida. That's already like
fucking Rooster Teeth after the aliens this does connect to the floor man thing. This isn't
oh,
me going on
sure
a
it
tangent.
does. I'm sure it
But
does.
the Rooster after the aliens were confirmed real by the government, Rooster Teeth
Wait,
released a
what? What are you
video.
talking about?
Rooster Teeth were like re-uploaded a video they made a while ago, but like on their social media, so it was just a shortened version of a longer video.
Yeah.
And it was specifically covering a guy. It was like a video that was making fun of the Area 51 fucking thing, like storming Area 51 before it happened.
You mean
They
that
made
thing
it,
from a long time ago?
yeah, they made it a
I
while
say a
ago.
long time ago, but it was probably like what, like 5 years
2 years.
ago? Yeah, 2 years
2
ago.
years. It's
It's
literally two
like
years.
2 years ago we were like the exact same people. Well, I mean, I was the exact same person, but you're woke now, so
Yeah, man, I've never been this.
I mean 2 years ago, I mean
I mean, yeah,
well, you
man,
weren't even
pronouns
gay. I
didn't
mean, just
exist till
saying.
2019.
Nah, it's like 10 years ago, right?
It's my favorite thing is whenever people say pronouns haven't existed till 2019 and like they're being dead serious.
Uh, yeah.
But they reposted a video that was like of it, and they're like, the Florida man, he's here to help them get into Area 51, and fucking people lost their shit over that. They're like, fucking woke ass Rooster Teeth, fucking making fun of us
No, they're
conservatives,
not.
and it's like from years ago, and they're like making fun of us for storming the Capitol. It's like this was before the Capitol. This was a full year before the Capitol. They
Yeah,
made
dude,
this.
they stole the idea of storming the Capitol from storming Area 51. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, Rooster Teeth was the blueprint.
I'm just saying they were the catalyst.
Dude, it's so yeah. I don't want to get off on a Rooster Teeth tangent because like I already got that just bubbled up, and I don't want to. I don't want to talk dumb. I just want to keep on target. So what
Yeah,
were
what
you
is the
saying
target?
before we started going talking about Charlie?
I have a second topic, but it's a
Yeah.
little dangerous. At least maybe
Well,
for you. Is that all right?
Well, JD, let's
It's not
get
that big.
dangerous.
Well, it's related to my aunt, and you love to hear stories about my aunt, don't you?
I love your aunt.
I'm sure she loves you too, if she knew who you were.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
I think I've talked about this before on the podcast episodes, but there's something off about my family and animals.
They're just
general.
not human.
They look a bit weird sometimes, you know, elongated limbs.
Their skin is not their own.
The proportions are a little off sometimes. I wake up in the middle of the night, they're standing around the hallways just silent there. But more important than that, animals. I mean, we all love pets, right?
Animals?
Yeah. And I know you're a big like animal lover. You've got a lot of pets.
Yeah, man, I got five, the legal amount.
About to rat yourself out there, weren't you?
No. Yes.
Yeah, I know Charlie's a big animal lover too. He probably wouldn't like my family that much. But my family has a weird way of dealing with animals or taking care of pets in general.
Like you're about to take them out back, fucking shoot them.
No.
Dealing with
Not that.
animals.
It's even better. So the other day, it was my birthday, like 2 weeks ago ish.
Wait, it was your birthday?
When I went on the cruise.
You
Yes,
son of a bitch,
it was my birthday
this.
when I was on
thought-
the cruise. Oh,
I
you
thought
didn't
I
know?
had more time. No, I thought I had more time for your birthday.
Oh no, my birthday
Maybe I would
was.
have gotten you a gift. Fuck, I feel bad.
No, it's
now.
fine, man.
You want
Don't
a
worry about
FNAF?
No,
You want a
don't worry
FNAF?
about it. Don't worry about it. You could probably buy me like Payday 2 or
I
something.
got
You
chocolate
probably pre-order
chica
me
here.
Payday 3 or something. But that's
I got
nothing.
you
Don't worry
chocolate
about it.
chica here. You
No,
want
so
chocolate chica?
my birthday was
I got
on the
chocolate chica.
23rd.
JD, I'll give you chocolate chica. Do you want chocolate chica? I got chocolate chica.
I don't want chocolate chica.
You want
Okay,
chocolate
James.
chica.
Get that shit away from me. I don't want to look at that.
Listen to a
Okay.
rattle in the box.
So my birthday was on the 23rd. I am 22 now. So, man, I'm getting old.
Wow.
I'm getting
Look
old.
at you, old man.
Wow, look at you. How tall are you now? You're getting taller. It's what relatives always say to me.
A little pinch in your cheek.
Still treating me out like I'm 15. So yeah, my birthday was on the 23rd, and I was on the cruise there. But after I got back, my aunt met up with me. She's like, let's celebrate your birthday, or whatever. And she was telling me all these stories about just the normal like things that are going wrong with her life. But I did tell you before. Do you know that? Did you
Here's
know
my
that
trauma dump.
my aunt has a dog now? Did I tell you that before?
I
She had
did
a
not
dog.
know that. No.
She got a dog like a while ago, maybe a year ago now ish.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like confiding in me about how she doesn't want this dog anymore because I guess she didn't realize how much care that dogs need to have compared
I
to
just
cats.
didn't
At
realize
least,
you have to take care of an animal.
like for
I think
cats,
you just get them and they can live by themselves.
like for cats, it's a bit less work because you kind of can just let them do whatever and just have like a litter box or something, and let them like roam around and stuff. But for dogs, they're like, especially indoor dogs, you need like they're like a big focus. You have to like actually take care of them. So I guess what my aunt's been doing all this time with her dog is that she's a pretty busy person, works all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
In order to make the money so she can gamble with it.
Money.
Money. So I guess she hasn't been taking care of the dog very well. And for all this time, it's not potty trained.
Oh no.
So I guess it's just been pissing and shitting all over her house. Like this entire time. And she said she's never had the time to potty train it.
Oh, no.
And also, I guess because of that, because it's not potty trained, she just keeps it in the cage the entire time, pretty much.
Oh no.
So it's just in the cage. And it's this thing with my family where they love to have pets and they love animals and stuff, but they have I can't tell if they have no idea how to take care of them or if they just like it's their pride getting to them, like, I can take care of this animal. I got it, no problem. There's nothing wrong here. Or if they legitimately just don't understand how to actually take care of these animals. Like they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm taking care of them just
JD, are you
fine.
about to tell me something sad?
I did say it was a little dangerous.
Oh no. I
So
just thought it was
this
dangerous because
dog,
you'd be like, oh no.
this dog, understandably, is not having a really good time. At least
No.
for the past year. I saw this dog before. She took it over to my house and it played with my dogs, one of my dogs, a little bit. And, it seemed like a really sociable dog and seemed pretty friendly to me. But apparently recently it's been getting angry. And
Oh
what
no.
happened was
I don't
my
like
aunt,
that laugh you did.
my aunt let it out of its cage, like one of these days, and just let it like roam around, play around a little bit. And she was working on her PC, and then she like smelled something weird, something off with this dog, and then it turned out that the dog ate the cat litter from the box. And then she was like, she got angry at it, scolded it like you would do a normal dog to teach it
Oh no,
how
JD.
to that's how you train a dog. You just,
JD.
whenever it does something bad, you just scold it. And then this
I'm
dog,
getting
like
really, getting really worried.
this dog like fights back. It's like growling at her, and it, even like tries to like bite her and stuff. And she's like,
Get
I
her
need to get
ass.
rid of this
Get
dog.
her.
I need to get rid of this dog.
Oh
JD,
no.
do you know any like trainers and stuff? I'm like, nope, sorry, don't know. And I'm like, I don't want to take care of this dog. I already got two, and you know me. I mean, I'm not the biggest dog lover, and I know my limits. If I can't take care of a pet, I'm not going to own one. Okay,
You over here like I can do this all day. Nope.
I'm not going to pretend like I know how to take care of things that I don't know how to take care of. And she's like, I got to give away this dog to someone because it's getting like really violent and stuff, and I don't know how to take care of it. Still not potty trained, you know. So I'm like, yeah, that sucks. That's rough, buddy. And that's where it ends right there. There's no like horrible bad ending that you were thinking yet.
I don't know. I'm
Yet.
like literally just. Oh.
I mean, I'm thinking. I mean, James, you know my intuition. I mean, I'm usually wrong. I won't lie. I'm usually wrong about the things I'm thinking of how like things are, because my foresight's just not very good. It's been cloudy recently. And I thought I was seeing this going in a bad direction, but honestly, it could go any way, really.
I don't think that's true. I think this can
You
only
sure?
go badly.
No, I mean, yeah, I do feel pretty bad for the dog though. I mean, getting like trapped up in the cage like all day, pretty much, that's not fun, you know. So yeah, so apparently that's another thing is like, I don't know if it's just like a normal dog thing to do to just eat like poop all the time, or if that's something it does only if it's like really
That's
hungry.
not uncommon. Dogs
Yeah, I
do
wouldn't say
do
it's like
that
super
sometimes,
common.
but it could be just because the dog isn't being fed enough or well enough.
I know it's like normal for dog owners to like ration their dog's food, like give them like food like meal times specifically. I don't really do that for my dogs. Like I just leave out food, like their food bowl is full all the time,
You
so they
pull
can
a
go and eat over
joker and
there.
you take a pool stick and you break it over your knee and you're saying we're having tryouts and you throw it to them, let them decide
Yeah,
who gets to eat.
and I know some dog owners are like, oh, your dog would get fat if you do that, but my dogs are just fine. They're totally normal weight. In fact,
Really,
one of them's kind of
what
skinny.
does it matter? They're comfortable. They're dogs. They're
Hey, they're
comfortable.
full. Hey, I know they're not hungry, so that's good enough.
Right. That's always
You
the
know?
shit. Like people are like your animal's fat. I'm like these are like animals that are not meant to
I
live
don't think I would
alone
ever
outside
say
anymore.
your animals are fat, James. They're like so
No,
old and like skinny and brittle, and
and that's the
like
thing.
they look like they'll keel
We don't
over and like
restrict.
die at
We
any
don't.
time.
We, that's because they are all old, dude. We've had these
Yeah.
animals for so long,
You
but
got
also like
literally
we
like
don't
geriatric
restrict these
animals living in
animals
your
from
home.
like. We also don't restrict our animals from having food. Being like these animals have to be,
You
fed
only
on a
eat at 3 p.m. every
yeah,
single
like
day.
that type of shit. Like fuck,
Yeah.
just feed your animals. Like just it's not a fucking thing. These aren't animals meant to like live on their own anymore. We've
Hmm.
fucking broke their genomes. We've destroyed what they once were. We're
That's
supposed to take
perfect.
care of them now.
Hey, they've evolved.
Just let them live these comfortable lives in pain because they're just horrible
Yeah.
genetic
I'm
monsters.
actually surprised at how you can actually get your pet to be like really overweight. Because like
I, I'm not.
I don't know how
I
you
can
can
say
like
it.
overfeed it too much because we eat
Uh,
food. They have like full food all the time, and they're not even close to being like overweight. One of
I
them's like
mean,
kind of skinny still.
our bowls for our animals are like those feeder kind of bowls, so it like
Yeah,
pours out when they eat it, like more pours out.
yeah.
And we had them because we had like huge dogs, so it was like we couldn't just fill up the bowl every time, so we had to have something for them to eat out of that would just continuously like give them more food because they were so big.
Oh, like a
Because
bigger container. Yeah.
we used to have German Shepherd and Rottweiler mixes.
Mm.
We had like two of them, and they were huge and whatnot. They were always active and everything. I miss those dogs.
Yeah, those sound
Truly
like pretty
do.
hungry dogs.
They were great dogs as well. Oh, whoops.
Oh, it's this time of season again, folks. The one time in every single episode when James like, oh wait, hold on, I'm getting yelled at, and then he comes back like 4 seconds later and he's like, JD, I've got to go, and then then I have to like pause it and he'll be like, I'll be right back. We're gonna go out for like 10 minutes. We'll be right back, and then I wait for like a whole hour and a half and they're still not back. I just wait for it. I know it's gonna happen, or maybe not actually. My intuitions. It's been cloudy recently. I haven't been always to my prophecies have
I'm back. Sorry.
not been full all the time. You good? You good to go?
You're gonna hate me.
Yeah. What happened, James?
We're gonna have to pause.
How long?
Probably in an hour or two.
Oh,
We can
I
finish
see.
this. We can finish this later, and it'll just be real quick.
Okay.
But like, my family's like, we're going out to eat. I'm like, right now, they're like, yeah.
Yeah. All right, James. I mean, that's all I had to talk about with my on stock right now. So I'm on the
I
lookout for some news, the new news.
I've got Riverdale to talk about.
Okay. I'll love to hear
When
about
we
that
get
when you're
back.
back. We'll be right
I-
back,
I-
folks.
Just for you, by the way. Just for you, by the way. I watched
Yeah.
the finale. It was so bad. It was so unsatisfying and bad. I hate it.
Yeah. Have you heard those little cutaways I do in the podcast where you leave and I play the Spanish flea?
I wouldn't be surprised if you do that.
I do that. So
That's great. Actually,
that's coming up literally. Like,
that's actually
right when you
really
leave.
good. Just playing Spanish Flea anytime I need to leave.
Yeah. All right, now get out of here.
That really was our "we'll be right back" as well.
You're
were like,
ruining
"We'll be
my
right-"
goddamn day.
Okay, JD.
I thought I could sit down
Hydration is
for.
important.
Also, have you seen what I've been drawing this whole time?
Have you been like streaming something or?
Yeah, I've been streaming something to you.
Oh no, I was literally staring at my OBS like the entire
dude.
time.
What do you think of it?
Yeah, that's certainly a drawing. That's probably the most drawing of all time.
Can you even see it?
Yeah. I can see
do you
it.
think of him?
It looks good. Yeah.
What do
I mean,
think of him?
you could stop zooming in now. I mean,
What do you think of him? JD, just tell me.
I think it's a little crude. The edges could be a bit more smooth,
did?
maybe. And
Just tell me what you think.
if it
of
looks
him.
like it wasn't drawn in MS
what you
Paint,
think.
then I'd be a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Get out of here, James. You got some appointments to get to. You got some errands to run.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Get out of town.
Lance Reddick as Wesker.
You good? You gonna go?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
going right now. I'm just hanging up. All right.
Okay,
I'll be
yeah.
back in a couple of hours to finish off.
Sure.
See you, JD.
Yeah, I see you.
I'll be seeing you, John.
See ya, Jimmy. All right, well, looks like it's just you and me now, huh? Maybe one of these days when James dies from some unknown weird phenomenon, then the crapshoot will literally just be me, and I'll just regress to a commentary channel and talk about crazy things that happen on the internet. But until then, we still live here, and it happens every Sunday. It's a little reminder to like, subscribe, and we'll be right back.
So, is this one Freddy, despite being a yellow color? Oh, well. Oh,
Welcome back, James.
I am back.
It's been a while.
Yeah, guess what? They literally turned to us and they were like, food's gonna be a minute. And I was like, fuck.
I hope you weren't doing anything important.
Yeah, they literally like they were gone, and then like a half hour later they walk back to our table and they're like, "Hey, we'll get you some free beers to make up for the fact that the food's still gonna be a while."
Really?
Yeah,
I don't think I've had that happen to me yet. I've been in a restaurant and they're like, yeah, it's going to be take so long. We're going to give you complimentary food, drinks,
yeah. They were just like, my dad's like, "Oh, free beer." Well,
free
I
beer. Oh,
guess
that's
I'm
great.
fine with the wait now.
Looks like we're staying, kids.
Then he turns to me and he's like, "I hope you didn't have any plans."
You didn't have any plans though, did you? Hey, Peter. Peter, you going to the big
Peter.
drink tonight? Oh, no, I can't. I got to record an episode of the Crap Shoot tonight.
I don't think so. I think I gotta record a craft shoot with Joe. But I am Joe. Oh,
Hey,
sorry, I meant Joe
Peter.
from American Dad.
Uh,
Yeah.
I was going to sing
You
the...
did this sigh.
I was gonna sing the American Dad theme song, but I don't remember how it went. So I guess we'll just move on then.
Oh boy, it's good to say.
Uh, oh, what a wonderful day! That's just the Family Guy
That's Family
theme
Guy.
song, but with the lyrics of American Dad.
Good morning, USA.
That's
It's
what it
gonna
was.
be a wonderful day, or something. The sun in the sky, the sun in the sheets.
You were gonna talk to me about the Dale, the vampire
Oh
killer,
boy, it's good to say.
and
Then
Dale
Roger
maybe
says
lives
something
down
and he
by the
shoves him
river.
down. And then he drives
He
and
lives in a
crashes into
van
the
bound
American
down by the
flagpole, and he
river.
steps out and he stumbles and goes, "Good morning, USA."
James, let's focus up here. Okay, this is serious. This
You're
is
right.
this isn't a joke. This is serious.
So if we go by the number of fingers on this hand, it must be Chica.
And you see here the missing a toe.
I this is how it felt watching Matt Pat analyze the second trailer for over an hour and still miss everything in it. he, he was so over analytical. He like literally the first frame of it, he pauses and he like over analyzes, and then he doesn't do that for any of the
Now let's
shots where
look
it's
at the
like
thumbnail real quick, and then 30 minutes later, it's
Dude,
he's like, "Yup, this is a sign.
I genuinely couldn't finish the video because I'm like, I can't take him. I can't take his shit anymore.
I can't take it. He's just spouting bullshit. They can't keep getting away with this. He's saying nothing.
Well, it's not that. It's that he's just like he's looking at something, and I'm
It's taking
here.
too long to
I'm
say what it needs to say and get on back on
no.
topic. Is
He
that what you're saying to me,
no.
James?
He for every single trailer, he is called the kid that is very clearly Golden Freddy. He keeps calling him just regular Freddy, and then he calls Freddy Foxy, and it's like, Matt, you were the motherfucker who is like, color theory and all this shit. How are you
10
doing this?
years, Matt.
10 years. You've known the colors of these characters for 10 years, and you were mistaking brown for red when there was a kid already wearing red in the background.
I don't know. It just seems really funny to me that the guy who's made video, like analytical video after analytical video about Fnaf over like 10 years, still gets the characters mixed up. It's funny.
I mean, he's the whole guy that made the whole like counting the amount of fingers on an animatronic thing into like a joke, and then he
Yeah.
still doesn't do it.
No. I mean, that's stupid. Why would you do it?
In the trailer, when Vanessa gets choked by what's clearly Springtrap's hand, because it's a metal hand with like joints and stuff, which is not what the
Oh, you're spoiling the trailer for me. I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't watched it? Why haven't you watched it?
I haven't watched it because I just want to walk into the theater. I want to be surprised,
Okay.
I want to see Nick Cage. I want to see him not talk during the whole movie. I want to see him dance, maybe drink a bit of soda pop.
Walk in, you want to
throughout
see
the
him
night.
sitting next
I
to you.
want to see him start cleaning stuff, and then when his break time hits, he has to take a break because that's what the boss told him to do.
We need to watch that movie before we watch. Have you watched that movie already?
What is that movie, James? What's it called?
Willy's Wonderland?
No, I haven't watched it.
Okay, we got to watch that or the Banana Split.
But I did watch the the How to Beat of it.
I'm fucking chuckling right now because you said that.
Why? Because I said their original name before they rebranded.
No, it's that you fucking said I watched the How to Be because that's what you do for everything, and it's like I remember my brothers gave me so much shit when I'm like, I don't know if it's a movie or a show I know I won't watch. I'll just watch like the CinemaSins or like some analyzing video on it, so I don't have to watch it.
Yeah,
Because
you
like
watch like
I
a
know
review of it.
yeah, here's what'll happen. So I'll watch like a video that uses clips of it and talks over the plot, and then they're like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're not gonna watch it?" I'm like, I just don't want to watch it. I
I mean,
don't want.
I know what it is. I mean, I already know the plot. I've already seen the video. It doesn't look
I
that good, and I watched it anyway. So I
yeah,
mean, it's good enough.
they're like, no, you can't judge it by that. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I might.
You can't
I
judge it
feel
by
like
that. I just did.
this might surprise you. I am.
Oh, sorry. Let me just unjudge you real quick. All right, let's watch it.
Okay.
All right, let's
Clarity of
watch.
mind. Separate art from the artist. No.
All right. I'm good. I've
Okay, my
forgotten
mind's
all
clear.
about Miss Kiv's previous
Yeah, right.
previous exploits. Now I can watch him stream.
Charlie. POV, you're
He's probably
Charlie.
just forgot, dude. I mean, you're gonna make fun of the dude's
Yeah, man.
Alzheimer's like that? Like that's
I
messed
mean,
up.
I mean, to be fair, Stans still does fucking shit with Atriox, despite the whole Atriox situation.
Well, listen, the A-Track thing was funny.
Was it?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty bad.
I thought it was pretty funny where the dude's
Those are
like,
people
I
you
never
know in
made
real
fun of
life.
these guys. And he has his like wife, or is this his wife? Yeah, I think
It
it's
was
his
like I
wife.
think it was his yeah, because like all the white fucking weird
Yeah, so he
esport
has
guys
a
are
wife,
married.
and he's like, and she's sitting like right behind him, and he's like, I never make fun of, I respect women all the time. We never even make any booba jokes around here. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of sus. You know,
Yeah, I
if you're
don't
not
think anyone
making
was
fun of that, that means it strikes, like a personal note with you or something there,
I don't
That's
think
kind of
anyone was
sus.
even commenting on that. I think they're commenting on the fact that you knew those women.
That too.
I mean, not generally the fact that that stuff existed in general is bad that you were watching it. You were watching people that you knew in real life. People
I
who
know.
people who date your best friends.
I don't know. I just thought it was funny that he still did it even though he had a wife. Maybe it's just, like whatever, man. It's just funny. He's Atrioc. He's a funny guy.
Is he?
I don't know. I don't watch him.
Let me be genuine. I've never watched a video
I've
of
never
his,
heard of
and
him
of the
until
stuff I've seen, he's not very charismatic.
I've never heard of him until that happened.
I only heard of him because of Stans, because like I know him, Stans, and Ludwig were friends.
I don't know like anybody in the I know like who Ludwig is, but I don't watch him like regularly.
You're not a Ludhead?
I'm not really in that circle, I'm not a big fan of just white dudes in general.
Yeah, so that's why you
I would
watch
never be
Charlie.
friends with one,
Oh,
is
okay,
what I'm
so that's-
saying.
So you don't like your own kind?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for
Well, I mean,
us to
if I
just
was
one day not continue this narrative.
one day, so it's gonna come if that day ever comes where someone walks over and recognizes us in public, he's like, dude, you're not white.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Full Metal Alchemist moment where they'll walk up to me.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
They'll be
JD,
like,
I don't know, you said some pretty
JD?
weird stuff.
He'll be like, are you JD?
Mispronounce your name.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
So you wanted to talk about the thing that you wanted to talk about, or
The FNAF trailer is what I was going to really talk about, other than
I thought you were going to talk about the Dale.
the Dale.
Yeah, the Dale who lives in a van down by the river.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Riverdale. I thought you were going
Oh.
to talk about Riverdale.
When you break it up like that, I don't. My brain goes blank. But yeah, Riverdale ended
My
finally.
brain-
It was
When's your brain
It
not
was-
blank?
JD. It was probably the worst way they could have ended it.
Really?
Worse than last season, where they ended it with everybody who has superpowers gives all their superpowers to the redhead girl Cheryl, and
Ooh,
they
do
all
like a
sing.
Fantastic Four movie number
Yes.
3 Silver Surfer.
It's
Surfer,
literally
yeah.
it's literally Fantastic Four 2 ending where they all give their powers to Johnny.
Yeah.
But it's even worse. She wears like a Scarlet Witch looking outfit. She
Cool.
begins to fly into the sky, and then it
That's
cuts
awesome.
between every person in the show, and they all start singing the same song in unison. and she
Shaping
slowly
up to be a wonderful holiday.
holiday. But it's even worse is because the whole earlier parts of the episode were like, we're just, tidying up things of all of our previous canon. This one girl's an angel, so she goes back to heaven now. This person who's
Angel.
indestructible will outlive the destruction and will end up
Luke
having to live on
Cage.
their own. What?
Huh?
Nick Cage?
No,
Is that what
Luke.
you
I
said?
said Luke
Oh,
Cage.
Luke Cage. Luke Cage, this is a little bit of an off-topic thing, but for Marvel Zombies, back when it was first being created, Luke
Yeah.
Cage was going to be the main character,
Yeah.
and then it ended up getting changed because in like one of the comics that they made, as they
Yeah.
were developing this idea, Luke Cage had been turned into a zombie, which is fucking stupid because he's literally invulnerable.
Now he
Uh,
breathed in the spores and then he became a fungal like
that's not how it
variant of
works.
the. He turned into like the Big Daddy in the Last of Us universe. You know.
You know that The Last of Us universe is the only one that does it that way.
Yeah. He
Mhm.
ate. He ate the bread. He ate a piece of bread and then he got infected and he turned into a zombie. So
That's how Deadpool, when Deadpool killed the Marvel Universe, that's how he killed Luke Cage. Is that he
fed him
apparently
bread.
he put bombs in their coffee.
Oh, I see.
So despite the fact that that's not how that works,
Nano bombs in the coffee.
nano bombs in their coffee because he
Lu-
killed Ant-Man and then he hung up Ant-Man's body and he's like, I put bombs in the coffee, and Luke Cage is like, what? And then he just blows up, but it's like he still has invulnerable skin, so it doesn't make sense.
Luke Cage is like, his coffee is bomb.
Damn,
Yeah, well, I mean, his skin
this
is
shit
indestructible,
blows.
but not his insides, right? Isn't that the whole? Isn't
But
that
his
how it works?
sides would be just as indestructible. It's not
Yeah,
his
but
whole
his skin
body is
is his whole
indestructible.
body's not skin, you know.
No, but it's not just his skin. I'm just saying, like, it's also the idea of like he wouldn't blow up like the way he does.
Oh, so he'd like when he blows up, it's like his fucking skin is still the same shape, but his like
Yeah,
eyeballs like fucking explode out.
exactly. Like all of his insides should be melted, but his skin should still be the same. Like that's what I'm trying to say is like that's not what happens though, and it's like annoying and
No, when
it's
he
like
blows up, he just blows up like a regular person would blow up.
yeah.
Okay.
It's like they're like, I knew some of you would be indestructible, so that's why I made Thor's hammer super big, and then I put bombs in the coffee. And Luke Cage's like, what? What
That's
do you
why.
mean?
That's why I shrunk Thor's hammer and then I shoved it inside your ass.
I pulled an Ant-Man from the Ant-Man theory with Thanos.
I pulled a little dude from the boys move and
Ugh.
I went up your ass and then it expanded and
The
exploded you from the inside
the
out.
min the Minonizer or something, some stupid name I'm sure they came up with.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gay.
Hey, we're gonna make Batman and Iron Man into one character. What would she call him? Tech Knight.
Tech
Okay.
Knight.
Yeah, okay.
That just sounds a little dumb. How about Night Tech?
Dude, Garth Ennis is a fucking hack. Anyways, back
How
on
about
topic.
Iron
Riverdale.
Bat? How about
Speaking of hacks, Riverdale.
Riverdale?
It's so bad. So that was the ending of last season.
I'm
Cheryl
pretty sure
flew up
you're
into
the
the
only
sky.
dude I know who watches that show.
I only started watching it again because I did stop it, and I only started watching it again because one of my favorite commentary channels decided to do a very fun thing where they'd watch the first episode and the last episode of every season.
Mm-hmm.
So they did miss all the insane shit, but then they would be even more confused by the time they got to the finales.
Uh-huh.
It would just be crazy because it would be like in the first season, even though it's the most tame of them all, it's still an insane jump of them being like, the serial killer's been found. It was the father, but Cheryl, she's drowning in the cold river where her brother died, and it's like, what?
Huh? Huh?
Who?
Who? What? She had a brother?
Yeah.
There's a river and it's cold? There's someone named Dale living near it? That's why they call this show that.
Ah!
Ah!
But and it was a very dumb ending, and then they reset the timeline so they were all back in the 1950s, and Jughead literally goes, the good old years. In the first episode of the new season, they're like,
He goes,
and racism.
Finally, back to how it should be.
Yeah. Despite the fact he has a black girlfriend.
Back to how it should be.
And then in the final episode, they just jump ahead like 70 years.
Cool.
And it's now the modern day, and
Oh,
one
and
of the
they're
main
all
characters,
old, and then they like the modern
most of
characters
them are
walk up to
dead.
them, and they're like,
almost, I'm pretty sure everyone's dead.
and they're like,
Except
hey,
for
you want
this
your
one character.
you want to like get your shield back? And then the old guy's like, No, I don't think
No, I don't
so.
think so.
Uh,
I oh god, don't get me started on that. I hate that ending so much.
it's a
It's
great
such
ending.
a it's such a badly written ending. I fucking hate it. But
I love it. It's great. Perfect.
the
It
speaking of
makes
hacks, the
sense.
Russo brothers.
Wait, are you done with Riverdale now? That was it?
No, no, it's just I was just saying. But
Okay.
I hate their work. I don't think they're really that good of directors, and I think they get too much credit for just doing pretty mediocre work. But anyways,
Okay, let's see you do paint.
okay, I'll fucking rewrite the movies. You fucking want me to? I'll fucking do it. I'll rewrite those movies. I'll make them better. God damn it! I'll actually
You
have
won't.
a good ending.
You
Uh,
won't.
you know what, JD? Next week of streaming, that's all I'm doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm
That's all
taking
you're
my head.
doing.
I'm taking my headphones off. I'm not talking to a single comment, and I'm just writing every single day
Yeah,
until I
you're
finish
writing
that
every
script.
single day like a
Yeah, I'm writing
fiend.
every single day. Yeah, you
Yeah, you're
really,
writing every
really gonna
single
do
day.
that?
Like what
You
are
really
you
gonna
gonna
do that?
do?
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Matt from Game Theory.
Hey guys, it's me, Matt from Game Theory. There's a
Matt, that jump
Freddy.
scare.
So we know that Freddy's in this
And
trailer,
that's a
and that's
Freddy's.
Foxy, and then
But yeah, the one of the characters, Betty, she's an old woman now, and I'll say this: she looks like the young actress, and the young actress when she's, I'll explain it, but the young actress does a very good impression of the old lady actress.
oh, so they're two different actresses.
It's not her in old person makeup. I'm glad they didn't do that.
I wish they did.
I'm so glad they didn't, but it's a good job. She does a good job replicating it. But
Wait, so
it's
the
the
young
most
one does a
yeah,
good
I'll explain. I'll
impression of
explain.
okay.
So it's the modern day. We see that Betty, one of the main characters, is sitting in her bed, and we've done a 360 around the room, and it's like, oh, and here's all my friends that I haven't seen forever, and I haven't gone back to the town of Riverdale in so long.
In Riverdale, everyone stands up and starts applauding every time you hear them say Riverdale.
Dude, I'd actually laugh. I'd enjoy this
We should
myself
make
more
a
if they were that self-aware.
we make a commentary track, but like a video commentary track, and that's our running bit. We watch every single episode. Every time they say Riverdale, we both stand up and give them a standing ovation.
I'm gonna buy an applause sign and turn it on every time. Um, that'd be actually pretty funny. But yeah. So she's like talking to her daughter or her granddaughter, but she looks pretty old, so I assume daughter. And
Yeah.
she's like, "I want to go back to Riverdale," and her daughter's like, "Okay." Gets up, leaves the room, and then she turns to the corner, and the character Jughead, who's not an old man, he's a young man now, is just sitting there smiling at her. Like it's like almost a jump scare when she sees him.
It's been years since I've been to Riverdale. Ah!
Yeah. She doesn't react that way, but like it must have been like that for the audience because Jesus Christ, he didn't say anything. He just was sitting there smiling, like in a lounge chair, just watching. And he's like, "Hey, come on, Betty. You want to go back in time? Because I'm a time traveler, I guess."
Because we got to go back in time. Down, 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 down.
Go back in time. Time,
That was a good song.
Yeah, that we made.
No, that's from Men in Black 3.
No, we made it
Okay.
because we went back in time and
Keep
made it.
believing that, James.
Yeah, I don't.
And maybe
believe
one
it.
of these
It's
days
just
when you
true.
start taking your meds, you'll realize how cringe you are.
My schizophrenia. And
Yeah, that's
so
how it
Jughead's like, okay, Betty, I'm taking you back in time, man. And she's the young actress again. She's like, oh wow, and she's like talking like an old woman.
Uh,
Her speech pattern and like the voice she's doing, and then she's like, wow, you took me to a dream, and he's like, no, Betty, I took you to that day,
Wake up,
that
Betty.
day.
Wake up. Wake up.
But he keeps
Nightmare,
like
nightmare,
going,
nightmare.
he keeps like going like, Betty, that day. And it's like, what? And
What?
this is a day
It
they
was me,
completely made
Betty.
up. This did not happen in the show that we've seen so far, but like they're like, Betty, that day, the day you weren't at the school, the only day. And then it's like, Betty's like, oh yes, the day I had the mumps.
The mumps.
It's like, what? What?
What the hell is
So,
mumps?
it's like a disease, like an old disease that's not a thing anymore.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Betty, she like walks downstairs to her kid. I'm gonna speed through this because this part's just pretty much ancillary stuff, but it's like funny, dumb stuff because it's like, why would you ever do this? Uh, she goes downstairs. She sees her mom and her sister, who were also members of an organ harvesting cult at one point, by the way. Uh,
Cool.
you don't need to go into it, but they were.
All you need to do is, all you need to know is they saw organs. They're like, yeah, I'll take that.
They were like, yummy. More.
Yum.
And they're both sitting at a table talking. Betty's like, "Oh my gosh, Polly, Mom, you're alive!" And they like look at her, they're like, "What?
You're
What?
alive. How did you survive the bombs I put in your coffee? What?
What?"
Uh,
And so then like it jump cuts to school after she has like a little conversation with them, and Jughead's like, "Hello, Betty, we're here at your school now. You know, on that day, the day that you weren't here." And Betty's like, "Oh wow."
wow.
I'm like losing my mind over like what the fuck
Hey,
is going on?
Betty.
And
Hey,
then
Betty.
like a bunch of people run
It
past
was
her and they're
me.
like a bunch of people run past her, they're like, "Hey Betty, it's us, it's characters from the show, okay, bye."
Remember us from
It's
season
like
2? See ya.
yeah, that's what it's like. It's like they're like, "Hey, we're here, goodbye." It's like, oh, okay, and then it jump cuts again and like they're in another scene or some shit. And at one point they're like sitting at lunch and it's oh god, who is it? It's the two gay characters because there's only two gay men and there's only two gay
Ew.
women. And
Ew.
there's only two gay women technically.
Gross.
But it's the 1950s, so it's okay in a not real universe.
It was an multiverse where they're okay.
By the way, the first episode of this season tried to handle segregation and it did such a bad job.
I think he did pretty good.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it, but I'll just assume.
I know. Um, and then like at one point they're like, "Betty, we know," and she's like, "You know?" And they're like, "Yeah, we know," and she's like, "You know, I'm from the future." Like, what? No, we know about you, Jughead, and Veronica. And she's like, "About what?" And they're like, Betty, it's so obvious." And then Betty looks over, and Jughead, Archie, and Veronica are all staring at Betty like with dead eyes as they stand next to a car with like the like weakest smiles I've ever seen, and they all just start like independently like waving at her. And then and Kevin's like, "Betty, I know you're in a relationship with all three of them." It's like, what? What are you talking about? What is this? This is just a random out of place thing. And then they jump cut again, and fucking, she's like sitting next to this guy named Kevin, or not Kevin. Fuck, what's his name? Reggie. Which, by the way, is the only Asian character on the show, and he was recast after the first season. And they,
Hmm.
with another Asian actor, and the one that used to play him went
Simu
on to
Liu?
do. No.
Oh man.
The one that went on to play him was the guy from 13 Reasons Guy, 13 Reasons Guy, 13 Reasons Why, and Shazam, the adult version of the Asian kid.
Oh yeah, I see.
He was the original character, and then they replaced him. And at one point, they had that guy come on with this other Reggie, and they're like, "No, I'm Reggie. No, you're Reggie." And then they like talk about it way too
I'm
much.
Reggie. You're Reggie? Okay, I'm Reggie 1 and you're Reggie 2.
Yeah, and he's like, "No, no, I'm Reggie 1 and I'm Reggie 2." And then they kill each other at one point. They're like, "We gotta prove who's better Reggie," and they just shoot each other.
Fight to the death.
So many characters die so often in this show, and it's just never talked about. But they oh god, Betty's like talking to him, and she's like, "Reggie, I'm gonna tell you a secret I just learned about myself." She's like old and southern all of a sudden. She's like, "I'm in a polyamorous relationship, and Reggie's like face is the
Ooh.
most like genuine, like what the fuck are you talking about type of face.
What does polyamorous mean?
He doesn't say anything. He's just like his mouth is like wide, his eyes are like squinted as if he's like staring into the distance, and he
Doing the
he just
pog. He's
does.
doing the pog face.
Yeah, he's just doing the pog face, and she's like, sometimes I'll go home with Archie, and then it cuts to a scene of her and Archie having sex. I'm like, whoa, wait, what? She's like, sometimes I'll go home with Veronica. I mean, Jughead. And it cuts to her and Jughead, and then she's like, sometimes I'll go home with Veronica, and it cuts to her and Veronica, and I'm sitting here like, so then logically she would say Jughead and Archie would go home together, and they don't do that, and I'm like,
No,
cowards.
no, of course they
You
would. Dude,
you
that's
can't
that's
say
dude, that's gross, man. Don't say that to me. That's
you're right.
gross.
There's only one gay couple on the show.
Hey, listen, it's okay to be gay if you're a woman, and that's it.
Right. That's
Zero.
on the CW. We don't want anything else.
Hey, listen, on the CW, okay, men are men, and they're not gay.
Except for two. Except for
Except
two.
for two. You can have two, but that's the
In
limit.
every show, there can only be two.
If you go more than that, then it's too woke, and then you're gonna have to. Well, it's already woke enough. And you know what they say, James? When you go woke, you end
Yo,
up with
bro.
Riverdale.
You end up as a guy named Dale in the river.
You end up as a guy named Dale drowning in the river.
And then it's like it cuts to in like Betty. She finishes talking to Reggie, and she's like, "Okay, Reggie, you have a good time." And then Jughead's like sitting behind her, and it's like fake Jughead. It's the illusion one, and she's like, "What happens to him, Juggy?" And Jughead's like, "Well, Reggie goes on to be a basketball coach, and then he goes on to play for the Lakers. He has two sons." And it's like just cutting to like future events, but the
Ooh,
actor doesn't look any different. So he's like
cool.
he's like a full-on adult, but he still looks the same, and he has like two grown children. He's like putting his hands on their shoulders. I'm like, you are all the same age.
Well, I mean, I think you failed. This is in context of he doesn't age. So,
He does. He's the only one without powers, JD.
I forgot that they all have powers. It's like the other show that had powers, Heroes, like that show,
Heroes. Yeah, it's like
but
heroes.
worse
But
or
by the way,
better.
while they're talking about this, right before Jughead like shows her what's happening, Reggie shoots a basket, but it's like the most awkward cut to shot because it's just sitting on like Betty watching him, and then it like hard cuts to him in the middle of throwing a hoop and missing,
Oh,
and
I
he's
thought
like
you were about to
standing.
say it's like with that meme video of like the kid in the court and it's just heavily edited with the meme audio. Every time he dribbles, it like vine booms, and then he slow motion jumps up and completely
No,
whiffs
but
the
like
shot.
no, but like he's standing like a foot away from it and he misses, and it's like so awkward and quiet when he does it.
Hmm.
Um, and then like they cut to these two characters, one of them who was like a homophobe early in the season, but I guess not anymore. And then this other guy who's like a guitar player, who's a musician, and they're like talking, they're like, yeah, Fangs, his name is Fangs, by the way. Fangs is he's going on a little road trip
Sure,
with his
fangs,
band.
Jughead. Okay,
Hot dog, fucking cornball, I think was one of them.
yeah.
Uh, Jelly
What
bean.
was the other one? Goober.
I think so. Principal Featherhead.
Yeah.
But anyways, they they're talking to Fang, and she finishes talking to him, and they're like, Fang's going on a road trip to go touring, and then like Betty turns to like fake Jughead, and she's like, what happens to him, Jug? And Jughead's like, he dies.
He's dead.
His bus blows
And
a
I was
tire.
the one who killed him.
It's like his bus blows a tire and it falls off a cliff and he's crushed and he slowly dies at the age of 27. And it's like, whoa.
And
Whoa.
everyone's like, we stand up, start clapping. Uh,
It's so because they do this for every character, by the way. Every character in the show has a moment where she asks Jughead what happens, and these are the only ones, minus two other guys, who have a violent death.
hmm.
Like an immediate death. Everybody else gets to live till they're old. It's just like this one guy's like fucked.
Oh.
Then it cuts to like a party later on, and like they're going over every single character, talking about what happens to him. And then she like gets to the gay guy's dad and like Archie's uncle who stepped in to play the dad role. Because because the actual actor died who played his dad. So he's like, I'm taking up the role of dad, but I'm your uncle.
Uh-huh.
Uh, they're like talking to each other at a bar, and Betty's like, "What happens to them?" And Jughead's like, "They get killed by a hitchhiker that stabs them like 28 times to death."
28 stab wounds.
His name is Chit. Anyways,
Chit stabbed them?
Chit, which by the way, Chit is a character from an earlier season who was supposedly Betty's brother, but also a serial killer.
Oh my god.
It's so stupid.
The plot
It's like
thickens.
it's like such a weird out of nowhere line.
I mean, it just makes sense. Who else could kill him except Chit?
They cut to this old lady in a wheelchair who's been like this mystical character for like every season. She's been like the old lady with one eye who's just this mage, and
What about
like,
her? She's just an old lady.
no, she's by the way, she's the only one that's glowing.
She glows?
She glows. Like
Is that her superpower? She's
no,
bioluminescent?
no, she's just glowing in this one scene. Betty's like, "What happens to her?" Jughead's like, "She reincarnates a few times. You know, it happens." Everybody else gets to live like long, happy lives, and like they end up together. And it's just like these few people die horribly.
I mean, they
It's-
must have not been
it's-
fan favorites in the show.
I don't know. Fang was in it a lot.
So,
He was in it as much as like Reggie, and Reggie was a fan favorited character because he was in it way too much, my opinion.
well, I mean, just because they show up a lot doesn't mean they're fan favorite. They might be,
Yeah,
producer
you know what,
favorite.
you're right.
Was it
I
writer
wasn't.
favorite?
I wasn't. I, a fan, was not a favorited of anyone
You're right.
except for the two Dungeon and Dragon kids that died.
You
no
are a
reason.
fan.
Which, by the way, they make cameos several times in this episode without saying a word. They just show up and they give a nod, and that's it.
What, they don't even show them and be like, you know, you rolled in that one. And then they walk off.
No, they never walk up to them and be like, "Hey, you know, you guys were part of a weird schizo Slender Man cult," and they're like, "No, we just play Dungeons and Dragons."
The
Or, I
Devil's
mean,
Game.
Gargle. I was told that was the Devil's Game the other day.
Is it?
Yeah, someone's like, "You all are going to hell and for sin," and I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "It's." I'm like, "What? This is just a game," and they're like, "No, it's not a game. It's sin."
Just
I'm
a
like,
game. It's a sin.
"It's a game," and they're like, "It's not a game." Okay. But yeah, the episode that ends with like Betty waking up in a car and like her daughter and I guess her son or the daughter's husband or something are driving her to Riverdale and like they shake
Those are
Betty
very
awake.
two different things.
They don't explain it, that she's just there. They don't say what it is, but he's just there and like the daughter's like, like Mama Betty, we're here, and she wakes up. She's like, "Oh!" And they go to Pop's Diner, which is the big iconic diner in the series.
Ooh.
And like they're like looking at it, and everything is ransacked and like run down. Like nobody lives in this town anymore, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And Betty's looking at it, and she's like all excited. She's like, "Wow!" And like the daughter's like, "Yeah, you want to go inside?" And she's like just staring at her, and Betty's eyes are closed, and it's like, "Oh, she's dead."
What? She dies right there?
Dies off screen. She died in a cutaway.
Yeah, I would just like to explain right now. I don't know if I said this earlier, but I don't watch Riverdale, and I don't know I don't know any of the characters, what they look like. I just know their names
So
just from now,
Archie's
right now.
the redhead.
You don't need to
Jughead's
explain
the-
it to me.
Jughead wears a crown. Veronica
You,
has
you don't need
black
to
hair.
explain it to me because
Betty
I'm
has
pretty sure the
blonde
audience
hair.
would already know. I just don't know, and I don't care to know either.
Until we watch, then you'll learn.
No, I don't think we'll watch it.
You're gonna learn to like it.
Well, we'll watch it after all the other things that we're gonna watch,
So
and then
take my
also
headphones
after
off.
your Transformer live commentaries come out, all of them.
My
So
My headphones are off, and then Betty gets out of the car, and she's young again. And the lights
you know what?
are all
I want that
neon
as my
colored.
birthday gift, James. I want all of the Transformer. I want all the live
One
commentaries
more.
to come
Just
out.
one more.
That would be my birthday gift. How's that?
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't got into it, but I'm imagining the Squid Game audio sounds terrible.
Probably.
It might be unusable if I'm being honest. We'll have to find out. But if it is, I'm sorry. We'll have to. I do have mic arms now that we can use to record, so we won't have to hold them anymore.
Look who's stepping up their content creator game, huh?
I mean, I did need to record auditions. for voiceover and stuff.
That's
But
true.
yeah,
Wait, you weren't
it's like
holding your mics when you did that?
no, I had to buy this. Well, I didn't have to buy this mic arm then, but I did buy it because I wanted to start doing that.
I
Uh,
see.
but and also I just wanted our commentary tracks to have better audio quality rather than the clicking from us holding it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, Betty walks into the diner and she's like looking around. She's like, "Wow, everybody's here!" And it's just like packed full with a bunch of extras and then like some of the main characters. And Betty's like giving finger guns to all the different people. She walks down the aisle and stuff, and it's like, "Hey, here's all these little side characters. Here's Dungeon and Dragon losers. Here's a I don't know group of girls, and the two lesbians." And it's like, "Ah, my friends."
Mm.
She sits down and it's like, "That's the end." It ends right there. There's nothing else.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, man, I love how blunt this ending is.
I mean, hey, it's just sometimes you just gotta know when to end it. And that's just where it ends.
Speaking of not knowing when to end it, One Piece.
Well, speaking of not knowing where to end it,
My headphones
we
are
do
coming
this.
off as you talk about
We
this.
do this podcast
So
every
One Piece
Sunday.
came out on Netflix, and
If
it's
you
actually
enjoyed,
pretty good.
you should
I watched
like,
the whole first
subscribe.
season, and I like really found out
Subscribing
myself
actually
to
does
enjoy
help.
it.
Then you'll be able to
It's
see
like a very
when
good,
the episodes
like,
drop. They
quality
drop
show.
every
The
Sunday,
acting's
by the
pretty good
way.
and whatnot.
Which
The
today is
characters are
Saturday. I
very
gotta go edit it
likable.
right now.
I
That's why
think
I'm
the
ending it
story
right
is
here.
told pretty well.
So if you like James, you can go
Jay's
find him
trying to
in
end it here,
the
but we're still
descriptions
talking,
below.
she's like,
And
Fnaf,
I'll see you
and it's like,
in the next
it's like
Sunday episode. Bring us out, James.